In Six Flags Q3 earnings call last year, we learned that the company would be removing 15 rides across their parks. Now I know other YouTube channels have covered what each of the rides that could be removed might be, but in this video we will just be talking about the roller coasters that are in danger. This is for many reasons, but perhaps the two most important are because 1, I've only been to a couple Six Flags parks and therefore aren't entirely sure of what non-coaster rides might be removed at all of them. Also, most of the rides that'll be removed will likely just be family or kiddie rides, so I simply have no interest in talking about those. What's really significant here is that we could be losing some pretty awesome coasters that are unreliable, low-capacity rides that don't perform well at their respected park. So what we are going to do in this video is look through all 15 of Six Flags' current properties and see what coasters could be in danger of removal. Real quick though, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. The support it's been receiving as of late has been amazing, so let's keep that up. Now, let's see what Six Flags coasters could be hitting the scrapyard. Quick disclaimer, Six Flags has stated that out of all these 15 rides, only 2 to 3 roller coasters will be leaving their parks, so deciding which ones will be removed means I have to look at the most problematic coasters per park. Starting things off with Oklahoma's Frontier City, I think their coasters are probably safe for now. I know many people have been keeping an eye out on their rare aerodynamic shuttle loop Diamondback, but that ride just got a relatively large refurbishment recently, so it does appear it'll stay around for a little longer. The Great Escape in Queensbury, New York is the first park in this video that I think could be faced with the coaster removal. Despite their small lineup of just 6 roller coasters, Alpine Bobsleds is an extremely rare intimate bobsled coaster that appears to be closed more than it's open. From my understandings, the park will typically list the ride as closed on the app even if it's open, that way no one is disappointed when they show up to ride it. Because of this alone, I absolutely think Alpine Bobsleds could be one of the coasters in danger of getting the axe. Next up is Ronde in Montreal, Canada. While there are a few coasters here that I could see removed or transformed in the not so ridiculously distant future, I think their rides are probably safe for now. In 2019, the park took out Super Menage and just before that removed their intimate stand-up coaster Cobra. I think they're done removing rides for now, so Ronde will get a pass in this video. Coming up next is Six Flags America in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Here's another park that I think definitely has a candidate for removal. Batwing is their Vekoma Flying Dutchman coaster and is one of the very few left in operation. The ride is tucked way in the back of the park, so not only is it hard to find, but it usually isn't popular at all. When it does get a long line, it's because its capacity sucks and operations are slow. Take that and combine it with the fact that the ride is probably ridiculously expensive to upkeep, and I think there's some real potential for a ride removal here. With all of that said, I really hope it isn't removed quite yet. Later this year, I hope to make it out of this park for the first time, and I'd really like to give the last Vekoma Flyer with this layout a ride before it's too late. Now we're headed back to New York for Six Flags Darien Lake, a park with 9 operational coasters. I know many were hoping to see Predator close down for the RMC treatment, but it now looks like they'll be getting some GCI Titan tracks, so an RMC conversion is out of the question, at least for now. Other than that, they have an old aero looping coaster that goes by the name of Viper, but I see no reasons to why it has to be taken out right now. Though some might see these things differently, I believe that Darien Lake's coasters are safe at the moment. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Northern California do have a couple of coasters to talk about. First is Flash Vertical Velocity, which used to have a crazy amount of downtime but did get a recent refurbishment. Since this happened, the ride seems to be up and running a lot more than it isn't. Perhaps the more likely choice is Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster, which believe it or not is just 2.5 years old. The reason I could see this ride get the axe is because it's been a mess from the start. I hate to sound so negative, but I haven't heard of any enthusiasts who have gotten off of Harley Quinn and actually liked their ride experience. These two things are strong negatives that could lead to the ride's demise. It might be too soon for the park to make such a bold decision though, so if it is removed, I would say keep your eyes out within the next few years, not quite yet though. Six Flags Fiesta Texas's 10 roller coasters all seem to be in the clear. I know there have been some controversy surrounding whether or not Pandemonium and Poltergeist could be seeing their demise, but the park has recently stated that they seek no interest in removing either attraction. Plus, Fiesta Texas has teased a small Poltergeist refurb recently, so we'll have to stay tuned for what they'll have to say about that. Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey is definitely good to go for now. None of their coasters other than Kingda are unreliable enough to give this sort of attention to, and Kingda is a highly regarded, popular attraction that is certainly worth the upkeep. Considering the fact that they're adding Jersey Devil Coaster, I think they're more interested in adding than removing anything. Chicago's flagship park, Six Flags Great America, has a ton of different roller coasters. Not many of them seem to be legitimate candidates, but one does come to mind. I'm not sure if this has to be urgent, so it might be safer now, but there have been rumblings for years that Vertical Velocity could be removed and shipped to another park like Six Flags America that could use it more. That said, I think Six Flags' 2 to 3 coaster removals are ones that they must let go of, and V2 doesn't necessarily qualify, so I think it's probably fine for now. My home Six Flags park, Magic Mountain, is the company's flagship chain. As of now, they hold the record for having more roller coasters than any other park on Earth. In recent years, it seems like they've become further interested in becoming the first to reach the 20 coaster mark. For that to be achieved before, say, Energylandia does it, it would mean that they would have to hold onto all of their existing coasters for a little while longer. A Jersey Devil-esque RMC Raptor coaster is currently in the works for this park, and that appears to be opening in 2022, so I'd say at least until 2023 or 4, all of their coasters are safe, including Viper. Six Flags Mexico just recently announced as a joke that they would be removing their most popular attraction, Superman El Ultimo Escape, on Mexico's April Fool's Day equivalent. Since we can now confirm that that was a prank, it shouldn't really make sense for the park to actually close one of their coasters. Plus, none of them seem to be in danger anyway, so I'd say this park will get a pass. Alright, so next up is a park that I have a really bad feeling about. Six Flags New England's Goliath is incredibly problematic, and I think this announcement may be specifically targeting it. Ever since it was relocated to this park, and even before that for this matter, the ride has always been extremely unreliable. Not only that, but probably the biggest red flag is that the coaster can't run in temperatures below 60 degrees or in any rainy conditions. Both of these, especially the first, is very frequent in New England, so if that doesn't scream ride removal to you, I don't know what does. I would actually be surprised if Goliath wasn't one of the coasters that'll be removed. And lastly, we have 3 Six Flags parks that I all think are safe. Six Flags Over Georgia, Six Flags Over Texas, and Six Flags St. Louis all have no coasters that I could see be a part of the 2 to 3 ride removals. Over Texas does have a few, like Lava Bora or Mini Mine Train, that could be seeing their demise eventually, but I don't think these urgently need to be removed. So to wrap up this video, here are my predictions for the 2 to 3 Six Flags coaster removals. If it's just 2, I'm guessing it'll be Goliath and Alpine Bobsleds. If it's 3, I'd also add in Batwing, though there are Vekoma Flying Dutchman parts left over from Firehawk that could be used here, so it's pretty up in the air to me. Let me know what coasters you guys could be seeing removed from the Six Flags chain in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd highly appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.